Hey Fitz, are you there?
I am here. Are you here?
I'm here, but somebody else is here too. This has never happened before.
You're right. It hasn't. I mean, at least not since back in the Junkard's Calls days. It's the first time we've had an actual guest on Whiskey Hell, and it's for our Christmas show, so it couldn't be more fitting.
No, I'm really excited, but you got to explain what's going on here. A little beside myself, a little taken back. I'm a little breathless.
Are you feeling verklempt?
I am feeling verklempt.
Hey, you know what, dude? Actually, this is going to be a conversation you and I have off air. But
Okay,
I just
stop
I just
recording
found
then.
no. I just found out a really interesting thing. At least it was interesting to me about your actual last name, which of course we're not going to talk about on the show. So on a sidebar conversation, I just found something out about your last name, and it kind of blew me away because for all these years I had made one assumption, and it was completely wrong. And
Wow.
I like to, yeah, right. I like to admit when I'm wrong. It's very rare. It's very rare, but when it does happen, I like to admit.
Well,
No, so 2022 is coming to a close. And most years since I've moved up to Oregon, my mom actually has come up here to visit, and she has come up to visit this year also. What a way to close out 2022. And we thought it would be a nice thing to have her. We've talked about her on the show before. Um, we thought it'd be a nice thing to have her on the show with us tonight. So, Mom, how are you?
I think I'm good. I'm not sure that word that you used to describe how McShane feels about me being here. I don't know if I should be happy about it or I don't know.
I'm
Verklempt.
beside myself. I'm and
So you're
verklempt.
just overjoyed that I'm here. Is that it?
Over the
I
moon.
I
Well, then
think
I'm feeling great.
yeah, I think verklempt, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a Yiddish word to mean like choked up, like emotional.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I was saying that, McShane was feeling emotional about the fact
Over
that you're on the show.
overcome with emotion, perhaps even choked or clenched by emotions. Yes. That's
My
your
goodness.
Yiddish word of the week, everybody.
I made
Nice.
McShane clench. Oh my.
I nailed it.
Yes.
Not just
Yes.
clench, but you made him emotionally clench.
Emotionally clenched.
Emotionally
That's
clench.
that
I
is
could
that is
I just
not a,
couldn't ask for more. I just couldn't.
no, not a lot of women have been able to do that for McShane. So
Nope.
that's amazing.
Yep.
And how did I make you feel, Fitz?
Um, well, of course
Giddy.
yeah, I'm overjoyed that you're here, that you're visiting. It's been a great time so far. We've had some adventure actually. We had a pretty significant ice storm come through last night, and we've gone out. We made it out anyway and braved the elements, and we've had some good times. But for you to be on the show as our very first guest, because Hefe's not a guest. Hefe's like he's a co-host at this point. So
He's part of the gang.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Sure.
yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So
yeah.
for you to be our first guest, it's pretty special. So I'm so welcome. I'm honored. I'm glad you're here. I you know I mean this in all sincerity, but I couldn't have been here without you.
Well, you are right about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am honored also to be a guest.
Well, all right. Look at us. Look at all this honor.
I
Where
know.
where's the debauchery? This is like all of our listeners are gonna be going, okay, this is touching, but come on,
Hey,
move on.
we've got time.
That's true.
Well, the debauchery is going to come in the second half of the show because we're going to finally
Right.
announce what we're doing and where we're going and why we're doing it.
Right. Right. Some fun stuff to announce tonight, and I'm really excited to announce it. I'm also, you know what, McShane, can I just say, um, we are doing our best to grow the show. But this year, I think I'm more excited than I have been yet. I mean, 2023 is going to be fucking huge for us.
No, it totally is. And it's going to be growing a lot of things. We're just going to leave it hanging like that.
Yeah. Not hanging, growing.
Growing, not dangling.
Hanging and then growing so that
Yes,
there's no more hanging.
that's right. There will be no more
Does that make
hanging.
sense to everybody? I hope it makes sense to everybody because it makes
Well, it
sense to me.
will. It will.
I've got I got a mental image right now. I mean, I can't even describe to you.
I started out with a mental image of like a hanging garden, but then as it progressed, it changed quite a bit.
See, that's what we do. We
Yeah.
we like to insert ourselves into people's mind's eye, and bring you along for the adventure.
Yep, I was going one direction and you pulled me right back the other way. So
we as soon as we talked about insertion, it totally went a
Yep.
different direction.
Yikes. So all of our listeners are now going to know where I got all this from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
There's no doubt about it. All right.
I'll behave myself.
No, come on.
No, don't do that. No.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No.
Well, I mean, I did warn Fitz before I got on here. I said, I know, because I've known all you guys, two of you longer than McShane. I mean, Hefe and Fitz I've known for I don't know how many years. Well, Fitz forever, but
yeah.
And McShane, but long enough to know some dirt on you guys. And
yeah, you do.
I have no idea what's going to come out tonight. So
I like that.
That's no, that's what the editing button is for, McShane.
Yeah, but as long as I get the stories, that's I can leave a lot on the cutting room floor. That's okay.
Yeah.
I have to say that I've learned more about my son from listening to this show than I knew before.
Great. This is so apparently this is my therapy session also, where I just get out all my dirt.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Every week is our therapy sessions, though.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
Yeah.
And sometimes I go, "Oh my God, was that my fault? Oh my God, did I do that to him?"
Oh, it's all your fault. At this point, yeah, all the blame lies at your feet.
I'm taking the blame.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk beers before we get into housekeeping, because we've got a lot to get into. Actually, I shouldn't even bury the lead. We do have some Christmas news, so we do want to get into. But this is going to be a much lighter show than what we typically do.
Yeah.
Because I'm here?
No, because it's Christmas.
All right.
Festive time. We made a vow that we weren't going to shit all over Christmas. And
that was definitely on the table earlier this week. We were like, all right, yeah, we could definitely go bad with this.
Yeah. We're going to save that for next week when we do the year in review.
Yeah.
But we do want to get into some different traditions around the world, a little bit of Christmas news, and then Whiskey Hell Week. We're going to announce what that's going to be all about for January 4th. So with that, let's go ahead and get into first beers. What do you have there, Fitz?
Okay, so I absolutely love my wife. She found this beer. We were at one of our market of choices here. And what I love about the market of choices here is every single one of them. We got 4 here in town, or at least that are within driving distance for me. And every one of them has a different buyer. So it's a totally different experience at each one of them you go to. And so this was one that I haven't been to in quite a while, just kind of south of me. And I don't normally get to this one, but we went there, and very different selection of beers that I have never seen before. So anyway, we were all there, and my wife comes up and says, "Ooh, look at this one." And it sounds divine, but it was pricey. It is pricey. And I said, I'm not buying that beer. That's way too much. And she said, "Shut the fuck up. I'm buying this for you for Christmas. And you're going to have it on the show." So here we are. And she bought it for me. I am having it on the show. It is called Moosetropolis. It is from Imprint Beer Company.
Okay.
Which is they're a Pennsylvania outfit. This is an imperial stout with chocolate, hazelnut mousse, and cream cheese. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's a 13%er. So whatever happens, I have not tasted it yet, but whatever happens from here on out, I, number 1, make no apologies, and number 2, I blame the beer. All right, let's see what we got here.
So I'm on their site now. You guys can go to imprintbeer.com.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Tell the listeners slowly. Get up to the mic a little bit.
Okay. Let me sidle up here.
Tell us what's happening in your mouth. I think that's what everybody tunes in for at this point.
I guess that's what everyone's waiting for. Wow. Okay. This thing is, first of all, very viscous. It's thick. It's pouring like motor oil. And when it hits your mouth, it's very smooth because it's so thick. Very little head. It's very sweet. So and I mean it's like chocolate mousse in a mug here, in a glass.
Wow.
So last week, if you'll remember, and I know you do, McShane. I had sex with a panther in my mouth.
Yes, you did.
I actually feel like I'm mounting a moose this week. This is chocolate mousse, and I'm all up in it.
It's not mounting you though.
No, not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Now it's a
All right.
13%er, so at some
Yeah.
point, I feel like the roles are going to be reversed.
I
And I'm
think that's a full night for you.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to be catching instead of pitching. But right now I'm pitching, and it's wow, really amazing beer. I think the cream cheese in there really, really smooths this thing out and gives it that mousse feel. You know how mousse is just super smooth when you're eating it. And this thing is, I don't mean the animal now, of course, I'm talking about the dessert.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, well, there's giggles from the peanut gallery, so I had to
Well,
clarify.
my mind was still going in the direction you pushed me in a few minutes ago, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Mind out of the gutter, Mom. Come on.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, good. So anyway, very, very smooth, very chocolatey. And you know what? This one's dangerous. This one's dangerous because there's zero booze on this thing. Nothing. But it's a 13%er. So you could easily just gulp this thing down and not know how fucked you were. No, really great beer. Excellent beer. And the lovemaking will continue. I believe me.
So it's not boozy.
No,
It's
not
just,
at all.
Is it so sweet that it's a dessert beer? Is it that decadent? Or
It is. Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay,
100%.
so it's a dessert beer. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
This one's a nightcapper. This was the one that you have after a really good meal. And then you want to sleep through the night. That's what this thing is.
You know the Alaskan moose gets to be 10 feet tall at the top of the rack.
I did know that.
That's a lot to mount.
Yeah, well, I have a good vertical. I still have the vertical from when we played volleyball, man. So yeah, it's
leaping and mounting this 1,500-pound 10-foot beast lovingly.
Apparently, from everything I understand about mooses, is it mooses or is it meese? I'm confused. That they're very actually gentle animals, but you just really don't want to square off against them because then they think you're a challenge, and then they will absolutely just, decimate you.
Grammarly says that it is actually.
I think it's just moose.
Just moose. All right. Well,
moose is moose.
Then, yeah, moose, meese, or mooses.
I like meese. Yeah.
Yeah, I like meese. Yeah. Anyway, they're docile for the most part, but boy, they can get aggressive. And I mean, I think their antlers alone weigh like 200 pounds. I mean, these things are just people.
Oh, they're massive.
They're like modern day dinosaurs, really. I mean, they're just huge.
So
can you imagine their neck? Wow.
Right. They're super strong.
So anyway, we've got to know is this going to start off docile and end lovingly, or does it start lovingly and end little rough?
With cataclysm? I don't know. I will be sure to let you know. I mean, you're going to be along with the ride with me here. But anyway, Imprint, I've never heard of these guys before, but I did a little bit of research earlier, and I like their vibe. They've got some really cool beers going on there, and this one, someone put a lot of time and energy into this one. It's very, very good. Well done. I mean, literally, the first thing you get is, wow, I'm eating chocolate mousse. I mean, that's what it tastes like. It's crazy.
So and it finishes strong too. It sounds like it's a clean drink.
Totally. I mean, I can't taste any booze there. It's crazy.
Fantastic. All right. I have one from Proclamation Ale Company that I've never had anything by this company, this brewery before.
Yep, me either.
I'm actually having it's actually Moon Presence. This is a Belgian style dark strong ale.
Ooh.
My very first drink of it was horrible.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why though. It came off very tinny, it had a very aluminum taste to it, and I don't know why that was, other than maybe it was just the first drink. Once I got it completely poured out, I'm pretty happy with it. I think the nicest thing is that this is gonna be one of those beers that's gonna warm up really nice.
Okay.
And you'll start getting the Belgian yeast, that banana taste to it. It's very boozy for a Belgian though. It actually reminds me of Lost Abbey's like Judgment Day.
Okay. Yeah.
Or one of those big ones. One of those
Yes.
big beer right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
That's what it's actually mostly reminding me of.
Yep. Yeah. Lost Abbey. They do get. I mean, they like. I mean, the booziness is part of your experience with the whole thing. So
Yeah.
they make them
sure.
boozy. Yeah, and that thing looks like it's what, a 10.8?
It is a 10.8.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit boozier than I was really expecting for a Belgian. But we'll see how it warms up. I got a hunch it'll actually settle down quite a bit. This is from Warwick, Rhode Island also. And that's proclamationaleco.com.
Nice. Hey, is it just me, or do you just instantly have an affinity for breweries who have fun with naming their beers? Did you see some of the names of the beers from that place? I mean, they were
totally
playful. They're fun. I just instantly I like these guys.
Etherios, Derivative Galaxy, Derivative Mosaic.
Yeah.
Silence is not golden. Belgian table beer. That's interesting.
Everything old is new again.
Yep.
Fitter, happier. It's a double IPA.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just fun. They're just playing around with the names of the beers. I like that. That's fun.
Black Hexes Imperial Stout. That's one I wish I found.
Now that one, yeah, you should track that one down.
Actually picked this up at Brewco, by the way, also. So if you guys want to check out Brewco, at Brewco on Twitter. I don't have their website up here. I'll probably try and find that. But it's a neat little craft beer bar, which they just opened near my house, and it's probably maybe 3 minutes away. It's
oh,
not.
Wow.
It's dangerous.
That's dangerous. Yeah.
Well, and I hadn't been there for probably 5 or 6 months. Actually, since they first opened, the first week or two that they had opened, and I did not like. I wasn't crazy about what I was seeing, so I didn't go back. But went back yesterday, which worked out nicely. I had to get a battery charged, and I left the shop and went over to Brewco while the battery was charging, and had like 3 or 4 beers, and I was like, okay, this place is way better now. So
yeah, I
totally suggest.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna say you got your battery charged and had a beer at the same place. I'm like, that's the coolest fucking store ever.
Coolest auto parts store ever.
Just sit and have a beer while your car's being fixed. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, that's
exactly.
cool. We'll have to go there next time I visit to the Phoenix area there.
Yes.
My mom actually has an interesting brew to I'm not even sure what it is. You're gonna have to describe this thing to the listeners. What do you got?
I let you pick it out for me, of course, like I always do, because that's the only
Right.
time I ever drink beer is when I'm around you.
Right.
And I think you picked this one because you know I like Chardonnay.
Yes.
And this is a Good Life Peach Chardonnay. It's a hybrid wine ale.
Ooh.
And I took my first sip, and I didn't care for the first sip at all.
Okay.
It's super sweet. It's got a lot of carbonation in it, which I like. I like that part.
Yeah.
And there's a real heavy peach aftertaste.
Okay.
And I'm hoping as I go, I'm going to like it better. Although right here it says keep cold. So as it warms up, although I don't think it's going to get warm in this container here. So I should be okay with that.
Yeah.
It says it's a barrel aged peach ale. Saison meets Chardonnay. So Saison is supposed to be like a Belgian style
Yep.
beer,
Yep.
dry and tart. I like dry usually. Um, and peach forward for sure. Aroma and subtly sweet finish. Barrel aged Saison style ale and fresh press Chardonnay grape juice, aged with, I can't say that word, in French oak barrels for 12 months, then re fermented with peaches to create a truly unique hybrid wine ale. So it's like 10%. I'm thinking as I drink it, it'll probably start to taste better.
Yeah, so that word that you didn't want to pronounce, Brettanomyces, that's a
Yeah,
that's
that's it.
yeah, that's a wild hop
Yeast.
that they put in there. Yeah, yeast
Ah,
to brew the beer. So it's we've talked about it on the show a couple of times, but you never are going to get the same Brett twice. I mean, no two
Correct.
seasons are the same. So sometimes they're real sour, sometimes they're more subtle, sometimes they're really earthy. So it's really I mean, even if you hate this one, it just was too unique for me to pass it up. And I can't drink it because of the grapes in there. I'm allergic to grapes, so I would have been in hives and possibly in shock
yeah.
at this point on the ground, struggling for breath. So I'm glad that you were able to enjoy it. And like I said, even if you hate it, I mean, at least you're getting a taste of something new. That's very unique.
It's different, very different, that's for sure.
Brettanomyces is it's a pretty crazy yeast. The brewer never knows what's going to happen with that one because they can get everything else absolutely perfect. The yeast decides to go, you know what? I'm going to be super sour this time, or I'm not going to, or I'm not even going to play ball at all. So
right.
Yeah,
well, there's definitely sour in there. You get the sour first.
Yeah.
Good.
And the carbonation, and then at the end is the peach. But it's sweet at the same time. It's sour. It's sweet all the way through. So
interesting.
Beautiful. Well, it's a gorgeous looking bottle.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Good on you. Good on you for stepping out of your comfort zone and giving something crazy a try. That's gonna. I think that's probably gonna have the crazy beer for the night right there. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it tastes a little crazy. Yeah.
All right. Before we get into the main part of the show here, let's go ahead and kick it out to our sponsors and see what they have to say.
Oh shit! Look at this timing. Look at
this
timing. Look at this timing.
What's up?
Hefe, we're just coming back from break. Thank you for showing up in such a perfect time.
What I do.
It is absolutely what you do. Yep. Yeah.
So I need to say something real quick.
Go for it.
Okay, so I don't know if all the other dealers are similar to me, but I tend to want people to win no matter what. If they're not tipping, I think a lot of dealers concentrate on the tippers, which I do too. I want the good tippers to win, obviously. But even if the person's not tipping, I still want people to win. That's just, I guess, just my nature, right?
Because you're a good dude.
There's one guy. He's like 5'6", 5'5". He's Arab, I think. But he's just such a pain in the ass. I hate him. And I just dealt to him a couple tables ago. And he bets 10 table minimum, which dealers love. And he just is beside himself if he gets like 2 bad hands in a row, throwing his arms up. And then he starts calling me a bad dealer. How did you get a job here? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you're a terrible dealer. And it's his little Arab accent, right? And I go, what? Oh, really? And like he said it before. And so this time I just stopped. I stopped in the middle of the hand. And I said, explain to me, like, what am I doing wrong? And he goes, you're awful. And I said, well, point out my mistakes. Well, what am I doing wrong? And he smiles. And I say, am I making some mistakes? He said, yeah. And I said, you mean like not paying you? And he said, yes, exactly. I said, okay. As long as we're clear on that. That's the only mistake I'm making, is that you're not winning. And then sure enough, he gets a 16 against my 19 or 9, and he stays, which the book says to hit it.
Yeah, he should hit.
It's a gray area, but it's a hit, and he stays. and I turn over a 7 and then a 4. Like I had the 7, four,
Nice.
and I go, oh man, it looks like you should have hit that after all. And I just, it just comes out of me like no one else. Yeah. Like I'm not a dick to anybody out there, but to him, like I relish it. I live for it. And he kept on coming back to the same thing. Like, who hired you? How'd you get a job here? How long have you worked here? I said, a long time, dude. And so anyway, in the Christmas spirit, I want to punch that guy in the face.
Oh, we need to sick Krampus claws on him. We're gonna be talking about Krampus later in the show, but dude, I don't know how you do it, honestly. I don't know how you turn the other cheek against some of these, because I know, especially like when the golf tournament comes into town, and those, I mean, and I this is a broad brushstroke. I'm not saying everybody, but most of those fucking guys come in drunk and cocky, and they're just dicks. And you still are just like, yeah, well, it's whatever. It's once a year and they can go on their way. So the fact that this one guy, and McShane and I have played sports with you. We played a lot of sports together, all of us. And I know when that switch flips for you, you can cut, man. You can cut down to the bone. So I appreciate the fact that this is the dude that's catching your ire. And of course, it's not because he's short or Arab. It's just because of who he is. Yeah, he's an asshole.
Exactly. Yeah. So
yeah. Well, welcome to our Christmas special. Like you said, in the spirit of Christmas, that was a great way to open. My mom is here on the show, so we've got a quad tonight.
She's here. Oh, hi, Mom.
Hey, Hefe, how you doing, my other son?
I'm doing great. It's good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear you too. I was going to jump in there a second ago and say it's a Virgo thing. You know, I mean, we can take it up to a point and then we're done.
Yeah.
And that's it. You just reached your limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is the next table was this really nice lady. It's not blackjack. It's a different kind of game, but she's super nice. And when she gets winning, she's a really good tipper. And it just felt like all my negative energy just got blown all over that guy. And when I got dumped to her, like it was great. It was a good 20 minutes for her. So, and for me too. Dude, so it was nice.
I think what you do the next time that prick hole comes to your table, you're like, here's the thing here's what I've noticed in my many years of dealing here at this casino, many years, is that the players that come and sit down and have a positive attitude and actually try and have fun with me tend to do a lot better than the ones who sit down and are kind of jerks to me. So I don't know, maybe think about that.
Yeah, he brought his own bad juju to the table.
Exactly.
Big time. He always does. He's when he wins, he's like jokey fun guy, but mostly with the other players, never really with the dealers. So
well, no, because you're there to serve him. He's one of those people. He doesn't have any respect for anybody who serves him. He's even worse to waitresses. Anybody who has to wait on him, he's an absolute punk to. This guy's he's a waste of skin. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna even make an even further prediction. I bet this guy has millions, but he just is in the game for the game's sake. He's not there to win the money. He's there to have you serve him. He's there to compete and to play the game. And I bet, the $10 or maybe the $500 that he blew tonight, whatever, means nothing to him. But it's the fact that you weren't making him win somehow or being nice to him that is he's not gonna sleep tonight. He's gonna lose sleep, and I hope it's because of you.
He's
a $10 player. Is that what I'm taking away from
right?
Him?
Yeah.
So right now,
minimum.
I have the show names of A Whiskey Hill Christmas Volume 1, This is Christmas, Verklempt, and Blowing Negative Energy All Over Dicks.
Perfect.
I like the last one. My vote's for the last one.
We're on the last one right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
All right. So I got a question for you guys. When you were in school, did you guys play Oregon Trail?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I posted just a simple meme and this went freaking crazy on our Twitter feed, and it was just a picture of a floppy disk of Oregon Trail.
I mean, all you damn kids with your Fortnites and Black Ops, y'all would never even make it past the Kansas River. I love that. That's so great because it's true. It's true. I mean, most of these kids today would have died of dysentery. We know that.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, because that was the most common. And you know what I loved about that game is they never there was no overblowing of anything. It was like most people died of dysentery in their trip from St. Louis to Oregon. And so that's basically what most people died of in the game. Like it was really realistic. And you had to make good decisions about, do you ford the river or do you have them, do you pay the money to cross on the raft? I mean, what do you do? And I that's shit. I bet that floppy disk is worth money right now, like bank.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
Did everybody am I the only one that read the Impassable Trail as the Impossible Trail? Remember that part? No? Yes?
I remember it, but I read it as Impassable.
No, yeah, at that point I could still read, so I never caught that. I can't read anymore, but
maybe it's just a fuzzy computer screen for me or something. I don't know. I didn't have my readers on when I was 8.
See, damn it. You should have.
Your readers. I just remember playing that thing. Like I would eat my lunch as fast as I could when we were at Ingleside, and they had a computer in the library that had Oregon Trail loaded up on it. I would eat my lunch as fast as I could, and if we weren't playing, I'm not even going to say the name because it's going to make people mad. But if we weren't playing that game where we just all tackled each other because you had the penny, then I was playing Oregon Trail.
Yeah, smear the guy with the ball. Right?
Yeah, smear the guy with the ball. Yeah, smear the guy with the thing.
With a limp wrist.
Yeah.
Wearing bright fluorescent shirts. Yeah. Uh-huh. No.
No. That's not what we mean.
Edit that out.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's something I learned I didn't know. I didn't realize you guys had any fun at school at all, except for sports.
Well, that's all this was.
Well, yeah, that's all it was.
It was just seeing like who was the fastest, who could take a tackle. I mean, there was no point to the game. Basically, it was just a test to see if you had big enough balls to pick up whatever the item was and get tackled by everybody else.
I tried to explain it to my sons, and I think it came out perfectly because I was trying to explain them that game, and they're like, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, basically, you're doing a punt return with no blockers, and there's no end zone."
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. I just remember that was right at the time when I started to pick up some speed, and so Derek was the only one that could catch me. And so if I could stay away from him, I could just run around indefinitely. So then I would finally have to make a decision. Okay, I'm just going to run into the pack and just see what happens and just sort it out.
You and all 80 pounds, you going right in the middle of that pack.
Oh, I didn't weigh 80 pounds then, dude. I was like 65 pounds at that point.
Freshman year for 80, and I was a husky 95.
Yep, I was 80 pounds freshman year.
Jeez.
Good stuff. Yep.
And it wasn't because I didn't feed him.
Nope. I was just small.
That's just the way you are. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember our Domino's days, the 2 medium pizzas for $8.88.
Yep.
Those were the days.
Yeah, and we would both eat a whole pizza.
Yep. And then burn it off.
Yep. And then burn it off, right, in like the next hour, because we were just constantly swimming or playing something or wrestling or I mean, it didn't matter.
Throwing oranges at cars.
Yeah, there was that too.
What was the worst thing you ever caught these two doing?
The worst thing? I didn't ever catch them doing anything bad. I think.
What was the worst thing you thought that they were doing, but you couldn't catch them at?
Well, there were times that I knew they were out and about, which I actually encouraged because I wanted, it seemed like Hefe didn't have quite as much freedom at home. So when he came to my house, then I kind of let them do whatever. And I knew that there were times that they were out and about, especially on their bikes, before cars. And I didn't know really where they were going or exactly what they were doing. And I didn't usually ask even. I just was hoping that they were out there not getting killed, or hurt or damaged. And they always came home. So I don't really know. I'm sure there were some things. I mean, I have, like I said, on the show, heard a couple of things I didn't know about before. And I'm glad I didn't at the time. But really, I mean, you guys were great. I mean, I had more fun with you guys than I had with anybody else. So I don't have any bad things. I don't know. I mean, you guys tell me what you did that was bad.
Well, hold on. Just to clarify, this is not when my mom is talking about before cars. It's not we were not that old.
No, I mean before they were driving.
Yeah, this is before we had cars. This is not
right.
Before cars.
Hefe and Fitz in a horse-drawn carriage.
On a fucking horse.
They even had cars when I was little.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, no, I mean, there were probably some, well, I mean, I don't know that there's anything bad that you don't know about. There was definitely that time on Camelback Mountain that I mean, it was the first time I had ever feared for my life. I thought I was going to die. And
is that the one where you guys were? That was when you were driving, though, wasn't it?
No, we rode our bikes up there, and I had my brand new pair of Vans on. I remember that, and they were like the wrong shoe to be wearing for what we were doing, because we decided to go out on this ledge, or like creep around the side of the mountain, and I just got to the spot. I went first. I think it was my idea. And I went first, and I just got to the spot where I started to lose my grip. And it was, what, Hefe, 80 feet, 100 feet down?
I got to go.
All right, man.
You going to be around in an hour?
Yeah, we'll be around.
Yeah, we'll be
okay.
here.
All right, I'll see you then.
All right, and later.
See ya.
And I was losing my grip. My feet were slipping because I had those stupid fucking shoes on. And Hefe just like, he just was like, hey, calm down. We're gonna get through this. Just bring this foot over here, put this hand there on this, and he just walked me back out of it. And I mean, I cried, and I was, at the age where you don't cry because I was trying to be a man or whatever. But
yeah,
I cried. I was so scared. I thought for sure that was it. That was gonna be the last day of my life. So there was stuff like that where I, when we got home and you're like, "How was your day?" I was like, "I was fine."
Yeah,
like,
nice.
I wasn't gonna tell you about something like that. Like, oh, I almost died because I'm an idiot.
And in my head, I'm thinking, God, I hope they're out there having some fun.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing dumb stuff. I don't know.
What was that one time? I think this was when Hefe had his truck, his pickup, and you guys went somewhere, and something. It was nighttime, and there was some man out there. Something about a baseball bat, or something. Was he coming after you, or?
Well, we had one incident where we went out and played volleyball, and these guys challenged us to a game. We were just out there to practice, I think. I don't think we went out there to play, but we went out to practice, and these guys were there, and they were drinking, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to play?" And we're like, "Oh, no, we don't." And I think they took it as we were trying to say we're too good for them, which,
no, yeah,
we
you were right.
Yeah. We were, but that's not what we meant. Because we just didn't want to. I think we were both too scared at that time to just. But anyway, they talked us into a game, and we fucking kicked the shit out of them. I mean, I'm not lying if I and Hefe can correct me later, but I think we beat them like 15-1 or 15-2. I mean, we just killed them. And then they wanted to play another game. We're like, no, we're gonna go. And so we just started walking off. We took our ball and started walking to the truck, and they took their beer cans and were chucking them at the truck, full beer cans. Almost broke the window in Jeff's truck. And I mean, it was a thing. They were pissed at us because we wouldn't play him again. And I was like, well, why would we play you guys? You guys are fucking losers. They were terrible.
Really? It wasn't even worth your time.
No. But I don't remember a baseball bat. I do know we got pulled over in Payson. We went for a drive. We got pulled over in Payson. And I'm not even going to describe it on air, but I had made this weapon that we kept behind the seats in the truck just in case, that quote unquote, just in case.
Oh,
We got
God.
pulled
Okay.
over for something, and then they found this weapon. And they were like, "What do you plan to do with this?" And I just remember Hefe and I were just so scared. We're like, "No, nothing. It was just in case." And they're like, "Well, we're going to confiscate this." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you can take it."
You can have it.
Yeah,
Sure thing, dude.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
dude, take it. But I don't remember anything with a baseball bat, but I also don't remember everything that happened back then. So
Yeah. I can't remember any of the details, so I can't really take it any further either. So
Hefe might remember.
yeah, he might remember that.
He's got a better memory.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think something just fell. I hope something just fell. That's something. What you think?
We have a shooting at the Mall of America tonight. The Mall of America is actually completely in lockdown.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Lockdown. Deadly. Man, that thing. Have you guys been there?
Yeah, I have not been there. I had planned on going there and decided, I'm going to go visit a couple of Minneapolis breweries instead.
Oh yeah, how a better choice. I mean, that place is huge. It's like a city inside a city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. And it looks like they've got a little bit of a police event there.
Wow.
Not to shift gears too hard, but it's one shot and a whole bunch of other stuff going on.
No, it's what we do on the show. We just keep everybody up to date on what's going on. I actually appreciate that little clip that you showed. Everybody kind of did the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shot
totally
went off
panic.
and everybody they panicked, but then they went and got down and like hid.
And then
that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and assess. And then now what's next? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that was that was definitely good. The Mall of America has been placed in lockdown after a reported shooting, police in Minnesota said Friday. The Bloomington Police Department says police and emergency medical crews were on the scene of a reported shooting at the mall. Police said that the mall had been placed on lockdown. Videos posted on social media showed shoppers hiding in stores. The reported shooting comes as shopping centers and malls across the U.S. see an influx of shoppers just days before Christmas. It's actually 30 below there.
Wow.
Right now as well.
So, yeah, it's been chilly here, but not like that. That's a whole other different kind of level.
I was in a mall once where there was a shooting. I think it was the Chandler Mall. And I was in the store and I saw this blouse and I couldn't decide whether to buy it or not. And finally decided I was going to buy it. And I took it up to the counter. And right as I took it up there, the alarm started going off, and the lady said, "I'm sorry, I'm shutting everything down." She said, "You want to leave the store? You want to stay in here?" And I was right by the entrance, so I said, "No, I'm leaving." So I didn't buy the blouse, and I ran out the entrance door there and got to my car. And it took me like half an hour to get out of the parking lot. But yeah, there was a shooter going crazy there in the mall. It's scary because you don't know where they are.
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, and you don't know if it was like, a targeted attack, like they were just there for one person, or if it's just random.
Right, just going crazy.
Yeah.
Keith Richards is also trending on Twitter right now. He's not dead.
No, he's not dead. That's not... When you sent that the other day, I was like, I thought he died like 8 years ago. But no, that clip actually impressed me. You want to describe it, McShane?
So it was a clip of, it was Mick Jagger I don't know what they're playing. They're playing something, and Keith Richards is up there with his guitar. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's rocking what amounted to what is it? I don't know, better term for this, white beater t-shirt, sleeveless t-shirt, whatever. And this guy rushes the stage, and he just turns around with the butt of his guitar and just hits him right in the back, right across the face.
Yep.
Drops a guy. Guy staggers off the stage. They take him out, and he just goes back to playing whatever he was doing. It's
the guy's a fucking beat, dude.
No, the guy is just a perennial stud.
They're probably just so used to it. That's like an everyday occurrence or something.
I don't know.
It probably is,
but you learn a lot about yourself the first time someone just like rushes at you. Like, are you going to freeze? Are you going to run? Or are you going to just stand the fuck up and hit somebody? across the mouth with your guitar. And he, like you said, he's just so used to it. He's like, no, you get off my stage.
Right.
I'm working here.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my time.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome though. So happy 79th birthday to Keith Richards. I'm sure he really cares.
79. Dude, I hope I'm still
79.
getting into some sort of fight when I'm 79. Just something.
Oh, wait. You know what? I think was that? Oh, damn it. Damn you, Twitter. Fuck.
Lost it.
There it is. Here.
And Mick Jagger's like,
Mick
okay.
Jagger.
Oh,
Yeah. No, Mick Jagger's wearing the British flag like a fucking superhero cape, just singing, watching this all happen, doesn't even flinch.
Doesn't even blink.
No.
That's hilarious.
So our friend, everybody here knows MJ, our friend from the UK, MJ from the UK, yeah. And but he, you know, when he talks about growing up, and he's not quite as old as these guys are, but he's definitely a bit older than I am. And he talks about growing up in and around London and south of London, where he's from. And I mean, it was, you went to the soccer match, and I don't mean like the pro soccer match. I mean like your high school's soccer match or the college's soccer match. You went there, you got piss drunk, and you went there to fight. Like, yes, there was a game happening, but that was secondary to the fact that you were looking. No, you were looking through the crowd to look for somebody to fuck up.
Well, I'm sure the energy of the game kind of helped support all that.
For sure. But he said, you know, it was, you know, you guys had the Bloods and the Crips, and he's like, we weren't carrying guns, but we were definitely gangs looking out, just looking for the next...
hooligans.
Yeah, they were hooligans, just looking to fight.
Did you watch This Is Wrexham?
No, not yet. I mean, yes, I watched a couple, but I haven't watched all of it.
One, you got to finish it because it's fantastic. Yeah. It's Ryan Reynolds, and that's my man crush. But two, you have to watch the hooligan episode. The hooligan episode is fantastic. It's also sad, but it is absolutely fantastic because you have these small populations or these small teams all throughout, I'm going to say Europe, but definitely throughout England and Wales and, you know, in Scotland and Ireland, that they still have fan bases that are like that, and they travel with the team.
Yes.
You know, if you're a crosstown rival, you start at your stadium and you walk drunk the whole way, and you see what happens.
Yep.
And it's just amazing. I couldn't imagine being. I mean, you're not going to see anything like that here. There's not that kind of level of passion or that kind of level of. I don't even know if it's passion. It's that level of. It's not like commitment, but.
Well, they were just hard nosed. I mean, this was like, you know, post World War II. I mean, we were the big dicks on the block because we beat Germany. Right. And so everybody was just walking around thinking, you know what, fighting is goddamn right. That's the way to solve your problems.
Well, it's John Wayne this.
Yeah. And it was just a different time and place to grow up. And I mean, you're talking about Mick Jagger. These guys, that's where they grew up too. They grew up fighting in pubs just because somebody didn't pay their tab. I mean, like best friends, just kicking the shit out of each other because you didn't pay for that beer or you didn't buy me a beer like you said you were going to. So I don't know. I mean, some of the stories that MJ has told me, I don't know how that guy's alive. I mean, that's why he started taking Kung Fu, was so that he could fight better. And it just, I mean, there's some crazy stories.
Did he ever build a crocheted Christmas tree?
I doubt it, but that's a fantastic segue right there. Well played, McShane.
December 23rd, UPI, the organizers of a crochet project in Portugal, said they may have broken a Guinness World Record with their crocheted Christmas tree. It reached more than 55 feet tall. Yes, this is a thing. This is in Portugal. And let's see, it's Lisbon. The project started as a means of providing social activities for elderly residents after 2 years of pandemic shutdowns, but their project soon grew to involve 70 people from the ages of 11 to 88. And this thing is absolutely ridiculously massive. But the picture that I'm looking at here has a gigantic, it has a chair, but you don't really get to see the actual tree. It looks like it's huge. So
I was wondering about that picture. What is the point of that picture?
I think they were trying to do like a scale thing, but they should have put the chair like next to the tree instead of in front of it.
Yeah, because it looks
agree.
like the chair is wearing a dunce cap.
It does. It does. And the chair looks like it's been crocheted too.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we
There
go.
you
Here we go. Here we
That's
go.
better.
We've got, so we go to their Facebook
Oh, now
page.
we see the chair. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this will be in show notes. You guys can go and take a look at it. Now that totally makes sense. That's ridiculously big. I'm not big on crochet, but I respect this. That's a lot of hours.
You know, honestly, if you could stack anything this high, like if they made this tree out of like cheese, I would have been impressed. But the fact that they spent time to crochet all those little squares and make this thing that tall, that's double respect.
That's okay. So 55 feet. That's 4 stories.
It's a 5-story
stories?
building. Yeah.
Is it 10 feet a story?
Yep. 10 feet a story. So that's 5.5 stories.
Okay, so that's bigger than most apartment complexes around me.
Yep. Yep. That's up there, man.
Well, you can see the apartment complex in the back there.
Yeah, you can. You're right. Crazy. Yeah. Okay. McShane, before you start this fucking story, where did you find this? B, why did you find this? And C,
because it's Christmas, man. Come on.
And is that typical for you at Christmas?
Not for me.
I mean, is this how you spend your Christmas, like that?
I mean, no, nobody wants to see that. No.
All right. So introduce the article, but I I have some serious comments about this.
All right. So this is for the mirror.co.uk. So it's the Mirror, which is a fantastic rag. We love spending Christmas in the nude, even in front of our guests at dinner. One couple don't have to think about great grammar there. I'm really glad you guys are writing.
Yeah.
One couple don't have to think about what they're wearing this Christmas as they spend the whole day in their birthday suits, even when eating dinner with their family. Some festive traditions are widespread, like eating a full roast on Christmas Day or wearing a festive jumper to work. Others are much more personal traditions, which look strange or even rude to those on the outside. A couple from Kent has one of the more unusual Christmas traditions as they spend the big day fully nude, even when their clothed family comes around for dinner. And here they are in front of the tree, and here they are clothed. And so their Christmas tradition is to get naked and walk around in slippers.
Do you honestly think that's the only day of the year they do that?
No. I highly doubt it. They're naturists too, so.
Okay, so here are my questions. I already have a list of questions. I'm not sure any of them need answering or even have an answer. But okay, first of all, why isn't that tree decorated? Second of all, why would you want to eat dinner next to either of them being naked? And I'm neither one of them are unattractive. I mean, it's not like they're terribly looking people, but I'm just like, I mean, what's the point, I guess, A, and B, do you know, and I'm sure you both do know, the amount of odor that comes off of a naked body. I don't care if you're freshly showered. You sit down in a chair and things just start to swelter. They start to sweat. They start to bubble. They start to whatever the body's processes do.
Unless it's a crocheted chair.
Okay. But even there's only so much moisture that a crocheted chair can soak up. I guess I don't understand the point. I mean, if you're doing it because you're getting off on it and like you're going to have the best sex of your life later that night after the family leaves, you're going to be like, yeah, did you see Uncle Tom looking at my tits? bang me harder. Okay, I guess. but otherwise, what is the point? I mean, what's the point? I know I keep saying it. I just don't know what else to say. What's the point?
Well, it says here that they rekindled their relationship in 2015, but it took him until 2020 to convince her to join him in his naturalist lifestyle. So
it's his
what's
fault.
going on there?
And then there's a 15-year-old daughter involved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I had a daughter, the last thing I want her seeing is me naked. If I had a son, there she is. There's the daughter standing next to naked mommy. I don't know. I'm not understanding the point here. And I'm not saying that a naked body has to be sexual. That's actually the opposite of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is sometimes naked bodies do things that we don't necessarily want other people to see. I mean, we all saw that Seinfeld episode where he had that girlfriend who was just in the nude all the time, and then she went to open a pickle jar, and he's like, that's just not something that you want to see someone naked do, because there's a lot of weird muscles that flex when you try and open a pickle jar. And so he was completely unattracted to her, like, immediately.
Well, come on. She's making cupcakes here. And she's got a basket.
Even the danger of things. I mean, standing that close to the tree, it's going to be poking you all over the place. And I mean, I have tried cooking in the nude before, and you burn yourself very easily. I mean, it's not good.
I don't want to know.
I was just in a hurry. That's all. I was just getting ready, cooking oatmeal or something. But yeah, you get a little close, and it's like, oh boy, if you had clothes on, you're a little protected. But I don't know. See, I think the peach Chardonnay is getting to me.
You think?
Excellent. This is beer one. This is just beer
better.
one.
Oh God.
When I was furloughed. Cooking. When I was furloughed, yeah, we got to add that to the list of names now. Nude cooking.
Clothing offers sun protection.
Christmas. So we need to not overlook this part of it, though. When I was furloughed in 2020, I realized that Simon worked from home naked anyway. And then he started being naked in the back garden in full view of our neighbors. I was mortified, but then I realized that he really didn't care. That's when she knew that he really didn't care. Then I realized, if they don't care, why should I? He asked if I would go along to a reverse life painting event where I would be the clothed model and all the artists would be naked. I reluctantly agreed at first, and I don't know where to look. But afterwards, while I was having a cup of tea with everyone, I was so relaxed, and I realized that they were just a lovely, normal bunch of people. I decided to whip my dress off too, and amazingly nothing bad happened. Nobody was sick, and nobody was judging. I realized I'd wasted 20 years of my life worrying about what people think I should be wearing. Everyone has scars and stretch marks. It's just nice to not have to worry about covering them up. It's really a very touching holiday story.
All right. This is one of those times where I feel like I feel stupid, because I feel like they're trying to deliver this, like, this paradigm shift, this
yes,
new focus on life, this new way to live life, and I'm completely missing it, because all I can see is like tits and ass. And I does that make me? I guess I'm just a shallow person. This is why
nudism is never going to work. This is exactly why nudism will never work.
I'm just
because we're gonna sit here and go, she's naked. That's cool. Mm-hmm. And that's as far as we're going to get. We're not going to get the deeper meaning. We're not going to get that, oh, she's totally liberated and he's totally living with the world and he doesn't care and he's just being himself. We're not going to get that. We're just going to sit here and go, he's got nipple rings and he's obviously tucked his dinger in to not get in the picture.
I mean, and how come it's okay to show his nipples but not hers?
That's insulting. I feel for her.
They're genetically identical. Yeah, except that one has milk ducts and the other one doesn't. Yeah, one's bigger.
And is way better to look at, I think.
And these days, allegedly. Can't men also produce milk? Isn't that what they're trying to tell us?
Allegedly, yes.
Okay,
That's
so
where
that's not
that's the
even a
line we're being
difference.
fed.
But yet that picture is okay because we can see his nipples, but not hers. And honestly, his are not the ones I want to see.
But it's not about that though. It's not about what you want to see. It's about them being liberated and with the world though.
But let's pixelate all of her naked parts and his dinger.
Nudity is actually a very interesting thing, I think, because I mean, I took life drawing classes and we had nude models. And some of them, I mean, the model has to stay really still, and usually they find a place out in space to look at, and they don't really look at the people drawing them. But it was always interesting because most of the models were female. So the male students would stay a week or two, and then the class was like only half as big as it started out being, and the only people left were girls because the guys would just, get their fill and leave. They weren't serious about drawing. And then I remember one male model, and they can tell when you're looking at certain parts of their body. So when you would look at the crotch area, he would wink at you, So it was like an interactive experience there.
Interactive.
But I've known, like, Halston, Fitz, you know him.
Yep.
He was in a nudist colony for a while, a little camp area.
That doesn't surprise me.
Camp Verde, actually. And I mean, he loved it because it was just such a sense of freedom. It's like when the newcomers come in, then they're the ones that act weird. Everybody else is like, oh God, he's a newcomer, And if you stick it out, you just get used to it. And then you just don't even notice anymore, apparently. I mean, I haven't experienced that, but it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And that's what I mean. I feel like I'm missing the point of that. And
you
again,
might be.
I'm just, I haven't experienced it. So I've never just walked around nude in front of whomever, my partner, sure, but never just walked around the neighborhood, sporting a sock. I that's just not, I don't know. Why would anyone care to look, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, they don't look, they don't care.
So you have 3 places near you, at least, that are nudist areas.
Oh, there's
so
there's tons of nudist colonies around me here. I mean, it's Oregon.
Wait, we're missing the point here. Hold on. We need to send Hefe.
Oh my God!
You definitely need to send him up here to Oregon, and I'm gonna just drop him off at a nudist colony to be picked up in a week or so, whatever.
So let's see. Springfield, is that near you?
Oh yeah, that's 10 miles.
Okay, so we got one. Wilmington's. It's a nudist club in Lane County, Oregon.
Willamettons.
Willamette? Oh my God, it's one of the. Okay, fine.
You gotta say it. Willamette.
Willamette.
Name of the river. Yep.
All right.
Willamettons.
Oh yeah, the trees are the T's.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. We got Tiger
They
Mountain.
made them dicks. What?
Yes. We can get them a membership too. How much is a membership?
Members only.
Boy,
they don't even don't even tell you.
We can reach out to them. You're close to. You can reach out to them too and see if they'll give them a day pass or something.
Here's the other thing.
To walk around. An experience nudism.
A family nudist resort, and that also is just weird to me. And I know, like, back our ancestors are, they just all would walk around with maybe a loincloth, maybe not even that in the summer. So I know that we've over sexualized really everybody, but especially children these days. And that just weirds me out that it's a family nudist colony. Like, I mean, wouldn't that just attract the wrong kind of people? Wouldn't you think?
I would think so, honestly, especially today's day and age. That is
these
weird.
Days, yes,
yeah,
absolutely,
exactly.
Yeah.
The Full Moon Saloon, though, Hefe could do a lot of work there. I think
Fireside Inn, you'd have to be careful there.
Yeah,
it would. Again, back to the cooking.
Ooh.
Yeah, the cooking thing.
Clothing offers some protection. Let's not forget that is the lesson of the evening.
So, yeah.
I'm sure I taught you that.
Yeah. Well, I am fully clothed right now.
So we'll have to see if we can get Hefe to go to a nudist colony for us
All
just
right.
to hang out.
I mean, I'm in.
Experience it.
I'll drive him there and everything.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to twist his arm.
I'm flying up there to help drive him in, too.
Oh,
Don't even worry about that. Yeah, that's definitely happening.
Okay. I
but
like
yeah.
it.
All right. So Hefe, if you're listening, look, she's so happy. She's also thankfully wearing a shirt.
She's not nude.
I'm sorry.
I know. Here's the other thing: is in a nudist colony, is it still appropriate to wear shoes?
Well, shoes offer some protection.
I would think so. Wow. Wait. Whoa. What's this?
Hey.
Whoa.
That's nude
yoga,
contortionism, and yoga.
Yeah. That's no. That was impressive. That's not.
I actually saw a video on YouTube one time of this couple that was doing nude yoga, and it was actually very beautiful. I mean, it was gorgeous the way they were doing it together.
Don't you see that? Just think of that as Jeff right there.
Oh yeah, totally.
It kind of looks like
him. He's got this whole Adonis pose going on, standing in the middle of the wilderness. He's got deer hanging around, and hummingbirds.
Here's the thing: is I went and saw the I can't remember what it was called, but in Vegas, Cirque du Soleil did a total nude, very sexual show. And my ex and I went to go see that, and we had like not front row, but like second or third row seats to this thing, and it was just all happening. And I mean, they were nude. They had makeup on and whatever, but there were no costumes. Their bodies were painted, but these were I mean, beautiful physical specimens. These people are gymnasts and contortionists and probably in better shape than anyone else on the planet. And so it was a nice experience. I will say that. But even that, I mean, once they get into like the pose that they're shooting for, it's beautiful. But the process of getting there, like stuff is rubbing and moving and just acting weird with itself. And you just go like, okay, that's okay. Oh, now I see it. All right, now that's what we're supposed to do. That's beautiful. But like the process of getting there, and so that's like these are physical specimens, and it was still weird. Imagine these just everyday random folks that are in their 80s just showing up to this nudist colony and like, here, watch me do nude yoga. That just doesn't sound appealing to me.
Well, again, it's not all about you, Fitz.
How did we get here? What kind of a show is this?
It's McShane's fault. It's McShane's fault.
This is
it's what I do. It's what we do. You know
you do it very well.
Well said.
All right, it is time for beer 2. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Okay. I'm in. It might take us a couple minutes here, McShane, to pick out a second beer. Because really, both of us came in knowing what our first beers are going to be. I have no idea the second beer I'm going to choose here.
And that is the beauty of what we do.
It's we're rolling the dice here. So we'll just see. We'll see how we both feel, and we'll see in a couple minutes.
All right, so getting into beer 2. Fitz, I went ahead and I went Russian Imperial Stout with this one. The funny thing for me, and this is just funny in a beer perspective, is that it's only a 9%er and it's a Russian Imperial.
No. That's kind of low for a Russian.
That's what I was thinking. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen with this. This is Revenant by Magnify Brewing. Smells dry. Smells dry like a Baltic. Ooh. Wow. That's an angry beer. It's not even it's not even a boozy beer, but it's bitter, it's malty, it's just it's an angry Russian beer. That's exactly what it is. Really good.
Well, why don't you call it Putin?
Yeah, but then I got BRI has not today Putin.
Oh,
then
true.
I think Revenant's a good name for it, though. Revenant's a good name for it. I like it. It's a really good Russian Imperial Stout. Lower ABV, which is fine. ABV doesn't matter with me, but I was expecting something boozier. But it is angry though, which is it's unique.
Well, all right.
Dry, malty, and it's good stuff. What do you have over there?
Well, I completely shifted gears. That last one was, like I said earlier, it was just kind of dangerous because it's a 13%er, and I honestly, even as it warmed up, I tasted no booze in that at all. It just went down smooth. It just tasted like I was drinking some chocolate syrup. So anyway, I wanted to switch things up, go a little bit lighter on the ABV, and completely change styles. So I went with a beer, and I'm gonna say that this is pronounced Bear. It's a capital B, and then an A with the two dots over it, like the German A, and then R. So Bear. It's a Weizenbach style ale, and it's from Structures Brewing, and they're from Bellingham, Washington, where we spent a few summers. And the reason I picked up the damn beer is because it's a really nondescript can. It's a black label, and then it just has this black and white fucking grizzly bear just like yelling. Just like "Wah!" on the can. And so anyway.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Weizenbach style. It's only a 7.2, very light, kind of a cream color when I poured it out. A little cloudy, so it's unfiltered, which most Weizenbachs are. Oh wow. So this could not be more opposite than the last beer I just had. I am absolutely being tongue fucked by a lemon right now. I'm playing tonsil hockey with the entire lemon national team. Which apparently lemons have a country now.
How do they get off using a bear?
How do they get off?
Hey, it's Hefe. Yeah. So yeah, this thing is you know what? It's a nice compliment to what I just had because it just cuts through the bullshit. Oh, you're gonna be sweet and cute and chocolatey? Well, we're gonna fuck you with a lemon in every orifice you have. That's what this thing is doing, and it's pleasant. I'm enjoying it. I want more.
Wow, you're enjoying a sour tonguing,
dude. Exactly. It's like dropping lemon drop semen right into your eyeballs. It's like perfect.
My God. Oh no.
Oh no.
No, she's listening to all of this.
Oh.
Yep. I hear all this all the time. I listen to your show. In case you didn't know, I always listen to the show.
Is it any better live?
No, it's exactly the same. And in fact, a couple of times I've had to remind myself that I'm here with you guys because I'm so used to just listening to you talk that I just kind of, I'm usually doing my artwork when I'm listening to you guys, and I tried to pick up the pen a couple of times to start drawing, and I realized I'm here. So then I put the pen down and I remember.
So that explains
lemon drop semen.
That's why that explains why all of your artwork is so out there.
Some of my artwork, right? It's inspired by this show.
By Whiskey Hell. Wow. Hefe, first of all, we've got some important news to drop while you're here. But how's the night going? Let's start with that.
Going pretty good.
Good.
Not extraordinary, but solid.
Hey, so Hefe, as kind of a lead-in here, all right? This is a lead-in because we all know where we're going to go with this. But as a lead-in, so you've got a couple of, we'll say, attractive coworkers. I mean, as you would, right, at a casino, and you've flirted with the possibility of maybe ending up with one of them, or not ending up. That's a weird way to say it.
Or but 3 or 4.
Yeah, having a an interesting evening, with one or more of those ladies.
Lemon drop semen.
Uh, now, so far that's not panned out so much. You have actually had a relationship with a couple of them, but the ones that you're working with now, that's not happened. Do you think that's probably a good thing?
That it hasn't happened?
Yes.
Probably, but I don't really do good things.
And that's my point. So, McShane, what is happening in early January that we need to share with our listeners?
All right. So here's the deal. January 4th. And we should, not just to keep the story short, one of our most fond Vegas trips happened to be where we ended up in the runway for the Adult Video Awards.
Yeah, okay. Completely unplanned. We just
completely unplanned.
What's going on here? It was held at Bally's. We were gambling at Bally's, and we're like, whoa, what's all that commotion? And we just went to go check it out, and we stumbled across one of the best moments, the best Vegas moments ever.
We were at the Adult Video Award the red carpet, okay?
Yeah,
and exactly. It was just amazing. And we had no idea, but all of these porn stars come walking in, and they're just, I mean, you've got everybody. Asia Carrera was there. You had
Jenna Jameson.
Jenna was there. I mean, it was just stacked. With, lack of better words. So we thought that,
and
what
by the way,
better...
they weren't just there. They were wearing like the smallest little tiny dresses, all of them,
or police outfits, or
all
leather, or it doesn't matter. That's what it was all about.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we're going to be doing for Whiskey Hell Week this year is going to be January 4th through the 7th. We will be reporting from Las Vegas. We'll be going to the Las Vegas Adult Video Expo. We'll also be in the Novelty Expo. And we'll be reporting from there live for you guys. So you guys can tell us on the fly what you want to hear, where you want us to go. I know 69 Whiskey and Porn Stash are both in the running for Adult Podcast Award, which is phenomenal. So maybe we'll even, if they're there, we'll even try and hook up with those guys.
Good on those guys. Yeah, hopefully they're there and we can all hook up and have a beer or six together. And that's definitely not why we're doing this. We're not trying to compete with them, but this opportunity opened up for us. And I mean, how could we turn it down? Especially we've gotten a few, adult toys sent our way. We've done reviews on the show. And so what better way for us to kind of keep that momentum going, but to go to the expo, see the wares. We're hoping, and we'll just see, if we can turn on the Whiskey Hell charm, but we're hoping to get a few interviews with some of the, video stars and just see where it goes from there.
Yeah. And and truly, we've actually been working on these media passes since late September, and we just got them dished off to us in early November, and we've had to sit on it for the last month and a half. So it has nothing to do with those guys. Good on you. And I swear, I hope we're going to get to interview an actual show that got the award. So we're hoping we're there to support you guys. So what are we looking for in this? I mean, we're going to be going to this event. There's going to be all these porn stars, which I don't know. I'll admit it. I got to do homework. I got to go watch some porn just so I know who I'm talking about or talking to.
Oh, Steve, how awful.
I'm going to absolutely be in sheer hell because I don't know any of these names.
You know Jenna Jameson.
I do, but they're retired. They're done.
Oh.
So no. So if you're looking at this, I mean, we're talking. Well, let's go to the talent. I don't know anybody on here. Abadel Danger. I want to know what kind of danger she has. Abby Summers. I don't know any of these gals. None of these guys. It's not like we can say. I mean, we grew up with what? Peter North, the Hedgehog, Jenna, Christy Canyons, and all those, right? I mean, so now it's a completely different. So I'm wondering, how do we approach this?
You had when we were growing up, you had these niches like, all right, the girl, the blonde girl with the big boobs, and then the brunette with the big boobs, and then the small little petite blonde, and then the small little petite brunette.
Wait, Steve,
now you have all of these subcategories of subcategories of subcategories. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, half of these people I don't know either.
Hey, Steve, can you scroll back up? Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, that one right there. I know which one he's looking at.
The one that looks like she's pale.
Amber Alina.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know you so well.
That's your friend? See, I'm all about Alex Starr. I want to meet Alex Starr. She's intriguing to me. I mean, if Amber wants to talk, I'm all about it. But
so go ahead for fun. I'll be nuzzling between her breasts.
All right. So McShane asked a question, and I think the question actually needs to go to Hefe, because Hefe is the single man among us. So what are we looking for here, Hefe, when we go to these AVN awards? What are we looking to get out of this?
Boobs.
I like that Austin Wolf guy.
Where is he?
Yeah, well, I mean,
down right there on the.
Oh, this guy? Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense.
He's nice.
I mean,
he's nice.
I'd be all over that too if I was a woman and or gay.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I've never been to another one since that one time. So.
And that was just the runway. And you guys remember, we happened to be there. These fucking guys.
Oh my God.
Smoking cigars, drinking whiskey, and they were the best hecklers I have ever heard.
Oh, that was superior heckling.
I mean, we came for the ladies. We stayed for those guys. Like, they were so funny. You guys remember when the security guards came through and they're like, best gay cop scene coming through right here. And I mean, everybody just cracked up. Everyone lost their shit. It was so good. They were so funny.
There's that one really hot girl and the guy with her with like a blue leather jacket. He said, best porn star's boyfriend.
Yes.
Yes. Totally. Oh my God. Yeah. So no, I'm with you, Hefe. I don't really know what to expect out of this other than, this is Whiskey Hell. We do debauchery. So it's going to be debaucherous. If that's even a word, it is now.
It totally is now.
We're gonna find some mischief. We're gonna have some fun. I am going to turn my charm level up to 10, which I know isn't probably as high as most people's 2. But either way, I'm going to try and charm us into some ridiculous situations, and we'll just see what happens.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah, just have fun.
You gotta have fun
exactly.
with it.
Like the Three Amigos.
Exactly. We're gonna have sound. We're gonna be walking around. We'll be putting stuff out on Twitter, on Instagram, anything that we can possibly get away with. If we get kicked off of one of the platforms, that's cool too. I figure at this point it's totally worth it. But you're gonna get a lot of bonus content too. So don't look for actual episodes, but if you get a 5-minute episode of us just doing some bonus content and rehashing something that just blew our minds, we're going to go ahead and put it out. It may even just be something we drop on Twitter as just like, some voice. We're just talking.
Something fun, yeah.
Yeah, or we might even do some spaces. I wouldn't be surprised if we do some spaces from, wherever we are.
While we're pre-gaming from the room. I think that'd be phenomenal.
Absolutely, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, it's going to be pretty awesome. We're looking, obviously you've got the porn stars. You've got, we also have the novelty makers. So you've got a whole bunch of toys that are going to be out there. We're going to see if we can get into some parties. We're going to do, and then we've got all the stuff. We're just going to Vegas and being guys, being us. So we've got a ton of content. So Whiskey Hell Week this year is going to be absolutely, we're going to blow the doors off right out of the gate for New Year's.
And that's not to say that, future Whiskey Hell Weeks, as we said last week, that might mean that we all meet in Chicago, or we might all meet somewhere in the, in Denver, or even in Florida or something this time of year, where it's nice and warm and we can get some sun on our skin. But we'd like to make this a full-scale event that listeners can come out, meet us there. We can all party together. We can all make some great content together. And just generally build a community around this show, but also just around some good beer, some good, friendships, and keep this ball rolling. But we figured this was a great way to kick it off this year, was to just go see some porn stars.
Absolutely. And
I-
thank you to AVN seriously for
Yes,
getting
yeah.
us some media credentials. We're actually taking it pretty serious. We're going to be total journalists, and
For sure.
I'm getting drunk on the plane.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Also, we're gonna take it serious.
Yeah.
Also, you're taking Hefe. All right, I gotta get back in.
All right.
All right, man. Well, thanks for being here for the big announcement, and can't wait to see you in a couple weeks, dude.
Same here, man. Looking forward
Same
to it.
here.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, FA. Okay.
Later, man.
I have to say, I mean, I'm looking at all these pictures, and man, there is something there for everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody.
There are subgenres within subgenres.
Oh my gosh! I mean, back in my day, it was like you had to look perfect and be perfect and a certain age, and that was it.
Oh no,
man or woman,
no.
And not now. Wow.
No,
this is actually pretty wonderful. I mean, I like that. I mean, I'm thinking maybe I could even do this. I don't know.
You totally should.
I don't see anybody my age on there.
Oh, believe me, that there's a niche out there.
I see people with my body on there that I could, probably compete with.
You could totally do it. You could totally do it. That anybody can get out there and do it.
No kidding. I mean, wow.
Mean?
There's so many of them.
Oh yeah, it's all.
So
it's never ending.
Roll down again. The older guy there on the left, J. Crew or whatever his name is.
Yes.
Go up.
Yes.
Go up. Yeah. That guy.
I got him right here.
Is that
this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen him in a couple of movies.
Really?
Did he change his name though? Because he seems like somebody might have changed his name. Like he was one
every
thing.
decade.
Like,
I'm sure.
I'm
sure all these people have stage names. These are not their real names.
Oh no. What I mean is like
Hefner.
like at one point it was Danny Bigcox, COX, and now it's J. Crew because he decided to switch over to only wearing a suit and tie while he's pounding somebody.
Okay,
that's what I mean. Like he reinvented himself like a WWE wrestler.
Like every decade you could do that because you would look completely different.
You could do it every 2 weeks. I mean, so the last movie I saw this guy in, I specifically remember him. He likes to play. I don't know that he likes to play, but he plays very well. The stepdad. He's the stepdad role.
Oh, of course he is.
Oh,
and the
all
stepdaughter wants the car tonight to go out party, and he's like, "Well, okay, but," and then off you go. So he plays, and then I think there was one. I don't know. I'm not going to go through this whole library.
I'm caught in the dryer. What?
I think that I think there was one where he was a college professor, and she failed her paper or whatever, and he's like, well, there is one way to get an A, and off you go. So but I definitely remember his face. I don't remember anything else about him because I don't watch the guys as much as I watch the women, but I remember his face.
Hey Fitz.
Yeah.
So if Jessie Lee,
that's the one that I sent you the other day.
Yeah, if she, if there's a wrestling match that has to be I get entangled, just let me go.
Yeah, she's
just let me go. Just
that much ink just does something really special.
Oh, but it's the black. It's there's
the lipstick. She's got the whole
the beautiful fair skin and the dark hair.
Yeah, she's got the Molly the Riveter. Was that her name?
Rosie. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, she's got Rosie the Riveter kind of thing going on. She's got Dance Hall Crashers. Remember that girl, Karina? Was that her name?
Oh yeah, I still have a thing for her. You know that.
She's got that going on. She's got and I'll tell you what, I don't. It's not the ink. I don't like shitty tattoos. These are well done and they're beautiful and they work with her body, and she's something else.
She reminds me of, I think that actress, I think her name is Polly Paulette. She was on the NCIS. She was the smart.
Yes. Yeah.
Really smart one that wore the
in the lab. Yeah.
Totally. Yes. She's turned into an absolute whack job.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's on TikTok and she's special now.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Which is totally sad. It's totally sad because she was hot and smart.
She was hot. Yeah.
Well, I think when she left the show, she was in her 40s. I mean, she still looked like she was 25.
Oh yeah. Well, there's only so long that you can wear those kind of boots.
True. And her hair was getting thinner and thinner, so it was harder to wear it up like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Joanna Angel's gonna kick Hefe's ass.
See, okay, so here's the thing that I was kind of trying to get to, which is, you know, if we can get Hefe, and I'm not saying get him laid, I'm not that pretentious. We're not that kind of a show.
Right.
But if we can just get Hefe and we make him interview one of these girls.
Oh, he's gonna do most of the interviews.
Okay, that to me is going to just be such great radio, such great podcasting.
It's going to be fantastic because he's going to get lost in their boobs and he's going to forget what he's saying.
Exactly. He gets all verklempt, to use that word again. He gets very emotional and very invested in a very pretty girl. And
they're going to love him too.
Yeah, and we're going to shove a script in his face and say, read this. Ask these questions, and he's gonna fumble fuck all over it. And Hefe, I love you, but you know it's true, dude.
Yeah, it's exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we're obviously because we do try to do a good job. We are going to take things seriously, so don't even sweat that. There's a lot of exhibitors that we're interested in seeing. I took a spin through there earlier.
Oh,
I want to know.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, there's tons, and I mean I've never heard of most of them because everybody knows about like Love Sense and like some of the normal like Eden. Everybody knows about them, right?
Sure.
But
are the
there's
people
so many...
that you got yours from going to be there? That sent you.
I don't know.
No, I don't. Well, I didn't see them. Do you remember the name of those guys?
I can look on the box.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But there's definitely some mainstream ones like Evolved. That's a mainstream. Love Is Back. Hustler. Collection. Penthouse. Yeah. So there's gonna be all kinds of stuff like that there, but we're gonna do our due diligence and we're gonna really work hard and see what we can bring you guys.
No, I mean, I legit, I mean, and McShane can vouch for this. I legit have a list of questions we want to ask if we get an interview with a porn star, like legit questions we want to ask them that are, I'm not going to say more interesting than other people's questions, but they're different. I think we took a different tack on those. And so, no, I mean, we want to take this seriously. I want to get to the juicy stuff, so to speak.
And I would love to get, some questions. I would love to just walk up and say, hey, so what questions are you tired of hearing? What would you really like to talk about?
Exactly.
You want to talk about the Cowboys? Well, Hefe wants to talk about the Cowboys.
Yep.
All right. And that's totally fine. I'm sure they get sick of that stuff, or they really want to keep promoting whatever they're promoting, and that's totally fine too. We'll totally, look into that.
We'll plug their stuff for sure.
So I clicked on this Boneyard Toys, and there's dong extenders, and I don't understand how they work.
I don't understand why you need them.
Oh, I don't, but I'm just saying I don't understand. Is somebody supposed to stick their dong in?
Yeah, I think
is it a cylinder?
Yeah, a smaller guy sticks what he has in that, and then now his girlfriend loves him.
Okay. All right. All right.
Well, I mean, but I'm confused on some of them.
I think some of that goes in the back end.
Oh, additional. I see.
The 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, some of that goes to stimulate from the rear, and then
harness compatible. Well, that's a selling point.
There you go.
So it's
so this could be for lesbians. Yeah, this could be for lesbians.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want double penetration, I guess
I totally get it now. All right, that's good to know. All right.
Caution,
so anyway,
loads.
See what you're gonna get is this is gonna be we will actually ask the questions. When would I want to use this toy?
Yeah. What is this for?
That's what we're gonna get into.
What is this for, and who is this for?
This is gonna be the 60 minutes of reporting that's gonna happen here.
Oh, at least. I think we might have a few shows to get out of this. I'm just, I want to ask some hard hitting questions, but then I also want to kind of pull a Drax on somebody. Like, I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora? Like, I just out of left field, I just want to come in with something ridiculous like that and just see what they do.
That's perfect.
Because we have an edit button. And we don't have to air it if it sucks.
We need to find
boner drink.
demoncat.com buckshot infused boner drink. We're getting that for Hefe.
Buckshot's like steel. Like
yeah. Why wouldn't you want a hard on that's steel?
I mean, maybe.
Buckshot is the innovative new miracle product that gives you the energy, confidence, and enhancement you need for a maximum intimate performance. The unique blend of healthy and all natural ingredients, ready when you are. It goes to work in under 30 minutes and lasts up to 72 hours.
72 hours?
A 72-hour boner.
Okay.
That will be the whole trip for us if we give Hefe one at the very beginning. He will have a boner for 72 hours.
I'll tell you what, man, like my penis might go for 72 hours, but I'm done after 8 minutes. I'll be asleep.
But you're still sitting there with a flagpole, though. That's okay.
And so
because it's not all about you; it's about her. Fitz, come on, man.
Don't
come on.
Don't leave this page because. Hold on, go back.
Shit. Oh, it was this one, I think. Yeah. Hold on.
No, you were on a different one. Oh well. I was just reading the ingredients there, and the first ingredient I've never heard of, which means it probably works. It was like Carthanthamus or something. Like, it reminded me someone at the gates of Carthage. Never trust a. What was that quote? Never trust a Greek, especially when offering gifts. Something like that.
Yeah. Never trust
anyway,
a Greek bearing gifts. I think that's.
Yeah, this is gonna be some good stuff. Resurrection. Jesus, I mean, it's like. Wow.
It's nonstop. And all I can tell you is that there's going to be samples there and there's going to be terrible things happening. Oh, here it is. Demon Cat. That's what I was on. There you go.
Okay. So go down a little bit. No. Go down. There you go. Ingredients include Carthamus. I was right. Cinnamon bark, ginkgo biloba, red berried weeds. What is that? Rehemania, caffeine, Tribulus terroristus. I mean, they're putting some crazy shit together. Most of it.
They're reading out of like the Demon Handbook or something.
Yeah, exactly. I think most of it. I was going to say most of this is from the Bible, from like book of the Apocalypse, and then the other half of it is traditional Chinese medicine. Like, I mean, you got fucking rhino horn in there. What the hell?
Oh, that's an aphrodisiac for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So infusion that works for everyone activates the 5-HT1 serotonin reuptake inhibitors. What the hell? All right. Well, this is going to be fun. That's our point. This is going to be a fun time. McShane, one thing we did not get to was my mom's second beer.
Yes, we do need to. Because I just got stuck on electrosex stimulators. We should totally get to your mom's beer now.
I understand. I do. I get it.
What?
Go for it. What are you drinking over there?
I was going to tell you a story about when I did makeup for a porno movie, but that would take us all night. So we'll go right to my beer.
I remember that story, and it's a good one. But yeah,
I have lots of stories about that. Some of them I haven't told you yet.
Oh, good.
This one is made by the Grains of Wrath. It's called Hail Santa Holiday Spiced Ale.
Nice.
It's made with cinnamon, allspice, ginger, nutmeg, and honey. And it's a 7%. I love this beer. The more I drink it, the better it tastes.
Nice.
It is not sweet. There's honey in it, but it doesn't taste sweet at all. But I can taste all of the cinnamon, the allspice, the ginger, the nutmeg. It's wonderful. I love it. It feels like I'm sitting next to a nice warm fire on Christmas Eve.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
definitely a winter warmer. I had a little sip of it before you took it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the ginger is the allspice and the ginger hit you up front, but then just at the back end you just get all those other subtleties. It's a very
Yeah.
yeah.
The only thing missing, those are all my favorite spices. The only thing missing for me is cardamom. But I don't know if it would have added anything or not, but I'm loving this beer. It's great.
What's the name of the beer again? I know it's Grains of Wrath.
Hail Santa Holiday Spiced
Hail
Ale.
Santa.
Hail Santa.
So you guys can go to GOW beer.com, and they are out of Camas, Washington. They also have a brewery in Portland though too.
Yeah.
They don't have their beers actually on the website, but actually a pretty simple website to be honest. But if you need any instructions on how to get there, stuff like that, definitely check it out. So
yeah,
cool. Very nice.
They're a big deal up here. What I like about them as a brewery is they have a couple of standbys, but they really don't do anything twice. They're just constantly changing their lineup, which I love.
Nice. All
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. That last one I wasn't too thrilled about, but this one is wonderful.
Nice.
So let's go ahead and let's see. We're about an hour and 40 minutes in, so let's go ahead and get into some the unusual Christmas traditions that we came up with.
Excellent. Yes. Yep. All right. So I found this article from yha.com.au. So it's an Australian website, but they actually had some really stuff I'd never heard of. Some stuff I have heard of. I think the one I'm going to start with. And then we can go from here. But in Catalonia, which is a small country, but they have a tradition. Okay, I'm just going to read it. For some inexplicable reason, Catalans observe not one but two poop-based Christmas traditions that will put a smile on your faces. The first is the caganer, roughly meaning the pooper. It's a figurine of a pantsless peasant laying a cable, which is basically taking a shit, that snuck into the nativity scenes alongside Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So they just put a guy in there in the back just taking a dump while baby Jesus is being born, or the afterbirth is being wiped off him or whatever. I don't know. And then the second is the cagatillo, or the pooping log. This is my favorite, which is a small stick with a smile on its face that lives at the dinner table in December and is fed every day with nuts and sweets and kept warm with a blanket, and then gets beaten with sticks on Christmas Eve so he'll poop out presents. I love the Catalonians right now. They are my favorite peoples ever.
So what the fuck?
Exactly.
Oh my god. So
I've had too much beer to handle this.
Catalonia that's a community in Spain.
Yeah.
Who apparently has a really great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because if you can put a guy shitting in the middle of a nativity scene, first of all, I love you.
Oh yeah.
And second of all, the pooping log, I feel like I need to put a pooping log outside just to
me too. Well, no, he has to be on your dinner table and he gets fed every day so that he'll poop out gifts.
So I'm late.
Yeah.
Okay, but does he actually poop out gifts? I mean, do they stuff him with gifts first? I mean,
no,
how does that work?
No, they feed him sweets. Come on, Mom, keep up. They feed him sweets, and then he shits out gifts that you want. So if you feed him enough chocolate, boom, big screen TV.
So really, instead of having a tree that you put gifts under, it's a log that you put gifts behind.
Yeah, but you have to beat him with the stick to get him to shit. He has to shit the gifts out.
Okay.
So then
if I ever have grandchildren, I'm doing this.
Okay, dude, we are gonna plan this. We're gonna have the biggest poop log ever.
You better buy him a year's worth of therapy afterwards.
He's basically, this log is going to just sit. He's going to be the whole table.
Oh my goodness!
Perfect. The Yule lads are scary as hell.
Okay, yeah. So that's the next one I was going to go to. So the Yule lads from Iceland, Icelandic kids don't just get one Santa Claus, they get 13 mischievous trolls roaming the country in the fortnight before Christmas. Like Snow White's 7 dwarves, each of the 13 Jolasnavir, Yule lads, has his own personality, including doorway sniffer, spoon licker, sausage swiper, candle stealer, curd gobbler, and the ominously named widow peeper. Each takes turns visiting the children who leave shoes in their bedroom window, dropping off presents for the good kids and rotting potatoes for the bad ones. Good stuff right there.
So window peeper, that's got to be a popular one.
I mean, among the young teenage boys in the village, yeah, I would think so.
I knew a girl in high school named Curd Gobbler.
Okay. So, I mean, all of these are amazing, and you got to go check these out in show notes. There's kind of one more. So here's the story behind the spider webs in Ukraine. We'll go to that one. The Ukrainians take a different approach to Christmas decorations, swapping fairy lights for spider webs. The legend of Christmas Spider explains that a poor widow and her kids cultivated a Christmas tree from a pine cone but couldn't afford any decorations. Then, on Christmas morning, they woke up to see their tree blanketed in cobwebs, which the sunlight then transformed into gold and silver. Nowadays, trees across Ukraine are decorated with little spider ornaments called pavuchi and fake spider webs, which is said to be the origin of sparkling tinsel that shimmers at Christmas time all around the world. So very cool. Oh, yeah. So the one you're pulling up right now might be my favorite. This is the one where they sculpt radishes. Go ahead, hit that one, McShane. Hit that one.
Each year in the Mexican city of Oaxaca, the days before Christmas are marked with an event known as the Night of the Radishes. Sadly, it's not a low-budget 80s horror movie, but instead a vegetable carving competition. Participants get remarkably creative with everything from nativity scenes to fantastical monsters on display as thousands of visitors descend on the city to witness the fun. The radishes in question are grown specially and pumped with chemicals to grow immense. But it all seems a bit futile, as the works can only be displayed for a few hours before the veggies wither away.
Isn't that crazy? And
That's
please,
nuts.
Everybody, go to the show notes and look at the picture that they have posted. This thing, you can't believe it's made out of radishes. It is just unbelievable. Yeah, some of these pictures are crazy. Look at that nativity scene. Unbelievable.
And radishes are a very vibrant red and white. So the fact that and some of these colors that they're getting,
yeah, but they get colors, oranges and whites, and man, amazing.
That's crazy. So you really think that beats the whole Japanese Colonel Sanders?
I guess we should hit that one. The one La Befana in Italy is also really interesting. We should probably hit that one too quickly. But yeah, hit the Colonel Sanders in
Japan.
Introducing the greatest Christmas marketing triumph since Coca-Cola popularized the fat, jolly, red-suited image of Santa Claus we all know and love. Christmas isn't huge in Japan, but a ridiculously successful KFC ad campaign during the 1970s established the tradition of families tucking into buckets of fried chicken on December 25th. In fact, holiday-themed Dirty Bird has become so popular around Japan that restaurant reservations are specifically packaged. Delivery orders are placed months in advance. That is KFC in Japan.
That's crazy. Just crazy.
Walk us through La Befana.
La Befana. All right. So last one here. La Befana, Italy. Italian Christmases are celebrated with a wine-drinking witch. And no, we don't mean that alcoholic auntie that from the dodgy side of your family. 12 days after Santa's visit, on the eve of the Epiphany, which is January 5th, families across Italy leave out a glass of vino and a plate of sausages for La Befana, who pops down the chimney on her broomstick. According to folklore, the old lady knocked back an invitation from the 3 wise men to witness the birth of Christ, and so was devastated about missing it. So she spends every Christmas time gliding around the country searching for baby Jesus. although we're not quite sure why she thinks she'll find him in Italy. And then she doles out presents to good kids and coal to the naughty ones. So very interesting traditions going on around the world. Now, earlier, and I'm not going to go too far into this, but earlier when we were talking about this idea for the show, I had mentioned the chocolate bell. And
Yeah.
I got this from if any of you know who David Sedaris is, he wrote an absolute masterpiece called "Me Talk Pretty One Day." It's a collection of short stories. I probably have never laughed as hard as I had when I read this book, and so
I'll second that.
Oh my God, I mean, just amazing. But one of the short stories, and I'll just set it up, and then we'll just leave it at this. But he meets this guy that he just falls in love with, named Hugh, and so Hugh and he move to France, and so since David is in France, he needs to learn French, so he goes to the community college, takes a French class, and the teacher is just this fucking Nazi. She's just terrible to everybody. She makes fun of their accents. She makes fun of their mispronunciations. She won't let them speak anything but French in the class. And they're all brand new to French. So it's just a nightmare of a class. But she wants them to do everyday conversations. So she says, okay, who can describe? She brings up Easter gets brought up. And there's a Muslim student in the class. And the Muslim student is like, what's an Easter? And so the French teacher is like, all right, who wants to explain to our friend what Easter is? And what ensues from there is just fucking hilarious. How they try and describe, this bearded man who gets bolted to wood, and he's a bearded man, and he doesn't shave, but he gets bolted to wood, and then he dies, and then he lives again. And he writes it as though they're speaking French, but then he translates it with their horrible French. It is one of the most funny things I've ever heard. But there's a tradition in Italy where instead of an Easter bunny, they have a giant chocolate bell that flies around Rome and delivers candy to all the kids. And you have to read it to experience it fully. That is, the whole book is hilarious, but that short story in itself is just and it's where the title of the book comes from, because he tells the French teacher in French, "Me talk pretty one day." I mean, he wants to speak French well someday, but that's where the title of the book comes from. And it is insanely funny. So please do yourself a favor, go out there and find the book, read it. You can find it on discountbooks.com for like $5 and just read it. It's hilarious. But so they don't have the Easter bunny. They have a flying chocolate bell.
I think wherever you are and however you handle the holidays, celebrate them, or don't. Just have a great several days. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy hanging out. Relax a little bit. This has been one hell of a year.
Yeah.
It has been an absolutely vicious, vicious bastard. And hats off to everybody who survived it. And if you feel like you haven't survived it, well, you're doing just fine. So just keep plowing along.
Yeah, and keep listening to Whiskey Hell.
keep listening to Whiskey Hell, exactly.
Yep.
All right. We are almost at the 2-hour mark. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. Before we do, I want to kick it out to our sponsors really quick. Let them have a word, and we'll be right back. All right. So we've had a great night. Let's talk beers. Which one are you guys taking to bed?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I'm still making love to that moose.
That's awesome.
And I'll be honest, the moose is willingly making love back to me, which is
so it's reciprocal?
Yeah, it's reciprocal. Usually
Nice.
I have to fight my way through it. Not that I rape
beautiful.
any moose or anything. I'm
No.
just saying.
No, never.
Yeah, sometimes it's a struggle, you had a bad day at moose work, and but anyway, I'm definitely taking that one to bed. I'm not taking anything away from the bear here. It's a great beer. It's just to follow up that decadent, amazing chocolate beer that I had in the chocolate hazelnut, which is just such a nice, smooth combo. anyway, that's definitely the one I'm taking to bed, and I will take to bed 7 days a week. What a great beer. Oh my God.
I'm going to go ahead and take, go for it.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, I'm definitely sticking with my holiday spiced ale. I'm actually going to go sit by a fire, I hope, and drink it.
Nice.
Beautiful. Is now, and you get all the spices, right? It's not just,
you
get all the flavor.
No, it's wonderful.
Warming. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah, it's very warming. I can taste all the spices in there. Like I said, it conjures up an image in your head of just sitting by a nice warm holiday fire. It's relaxing, it's soothing, it's comforting.
I love it.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm going to stick with Revenant. I did like Proclamation Ale's Moon Presence. It was a great strong ale. But I like my Russian Imperial Stout, so I'm going to stick with this one. It was really, really good. Really nice way. Excuse me. Really nice way to actually end the night. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with that one.
Well, I guess I will say, McShane, we are predictable. I mean, I think probably most of our listeners at this point can figure out which beer we're going to take to bed, not only by our reviews, but just we almost always pick the stouts, the porters, the imperial stouts. It's just we likes what we likes. So it didn't surprise me you chose that one. It didn't surprise me that I chose the one I chose, and it definitely didn't surprise me the one that you chose, Mom, because that first beer was questionable for you, but this one you really seem to get into. So
yeah.
Again, guys, our point is just get out there, try new stuff. Some of it you're not really gonna like, but most of it I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. So get out there and live life, try some new stuff.
All right, that's going to wind things up. Thank you very much for listening. Definitely keep track of what we're going to be doing over the next week and a half, 2 weeks. January 4th is when everything's going to kick off. We'll start getting Vegas content for you. You guys can go ahead and let us know on Twitter what you want to hear. If you have any suggestions, if you have any bad ideas, we'd love to hear them. So just reach out to us. It's whiskey_hell on Twitter. whiskeyhellpod@gmail.com is going to be the email address. And you can always go to the website, whiskeyhellpod.com.
And I just want to say thank you for letting me join in with you guys. I love you both. And you too, Heaven. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for going out on a limb.
Yeah, it was different.
But thank you for joining us and putting up with us and just sitting down and having a good time. It's been too long, and I can't wait to see you in a couple weeks.
Same here. I can't wait either. It was my pleasure tonight. Thank you.
All right, that's gonna wind things up. I'm Steve McShane.
I'm Fitz.
I'm Mom.
Happy holidays.
That will do it for this week's show. Shocking how long they last each week. Remember to leave a review, and thanks for listening.